Good morning, Angela Yee.
Hey, good morning, DJ Envy.
Charlamagne the God.
Peace to the planet. It's Tuesday.
Yes, it's Tuesday.
It absolutely, positively is Tuesday. How's everybody feeling out there this morning?
The weather is brick in New York City right now. If you live in the tri-state, it's cold. It's a cold one this morning.
It's cold in a lot of places.
Yeah.
You know, I was in New Orleans. It was freezing when I was out there.
Really?
I'm not used to that.
It's still winter, guys.
Yeah,
I mean, come on. Did the groundhog see his shadow or not? That's something that got lost last week. Nobody paid attention
Well,
to.
they said it's going to be 6 more weeks of winter, so I guess he's seen his shadow. That's
It's supposed to snow
What's
here
that
this
mean?
week.
I think it's going to be since he's
That means
seen
he
his
ran
shadow.
back inside.
Yeah, he ran back inside.
I actually, on Groundhog Day, had a chance to see Jay Electronica perform. Speaking of groundhogs,
Yeesh.
he poked his head out.
Oh.
And came back out on tour, so.
That is definitely one of the most irrelevant holidays, right up there with Jay Holiday. Do you ever see groundhogs in real life?
No.
How do they taste?
Why would
Anybody
you
ever-
taste a groundhog?
You can tell he's country. How did it taste?
Anybody ever tasted a groundhog?
No.
You can bet I haven't.
No.
No.
Definitely
Know
haven't.
what groundhog meat tastes like.
Nah, I'll pass.
There's a lot of things. I'm not a tasting food type of person. Like, for some reason, I'm not going to taste alligator.
I tried
I'm not
it.
tasting frog legs.
Alligator's great.
I
Frog
tried
legs
it.
are great.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Have you tried
Everything
horse?
was-
I'm not eating rabbit. I'm not eating goat.
What about
Rabbit.
horse?
Oh, I love goat. You
The
bugging. How you
goat.
from Brooklyn and you be around all them Jamaicans and never had curry
Curry
goat?
I just don't.
What about
Goat
horse?
is amazing.
Any of y'all tried horse?
Never
No.
had horse.
I had a horse in Japan. They serve it in Japan.
Which part of it?
I don't know. I didn't ask. What part of the horse is this? They just tell you to. You know what? I'm not gonna say.
What
this.
if it's-
They tell you to close your eyes and they try different things and then they tell you what it is.
Yeah,
after.
you gonna stop closing your eyes and letting people put strange meat in your mouth, all right? Last week it was Salt Bay, and then this week it's some guy in Japan putting horse meat in your mouth. Ooh, you ain't got no gag reflex, huh?
My
You
goodness.
ain't got no gag reflex if you're taking that horse meat in your mouth.
Well, why are you biting your lip, man?
Yo, how you know I'm biting my lip? You feel
I
it?
know you biting your lip, man.
Nah, you keep it up. We gonna reenact that Odell Beckham and an Eli Manning commercial real soon. You just keep it up.
Oh, my
all right, Mr.
God.
Strange meat in your mouth. Keep it
Oh
up.
my goodness. All right. Well, from the Shy, Jacob Latimore will be joining us.
Hey, he plays Emmett on The Shy. I like
Yes.
Jacob. I like his character on The Shy, Emmett.
Yes.
I don't really like his character. I actually hate his character, but you know what I mean. He makes for good TV.
But he was also in Detroit. He was also in Black Nativity. He's a young child actor slash performer.
Right. So we'll kick it with him in a little bit. But right now we have front page news. What are we talking about, Yee?
We're going to talk about the Dow Jones dropping. A lot of people are nervous, but we'll tell you what the real deal is.
All right. We'll get into all that when we come back. Keep it locked. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Everybody, it's DJ NV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Now let's talk about the Dow Jones and the stock market yesterday.
Yes, everybody was panicking because the Dow plunged more than 1,800 points over 2 sessions on Friday and Monday. But experts are saying that doesn't mean you need to close down your 401k and sell everything off. Just hold tight. Now, one of the reasons that this happened is because stocks have been rising pretty much in a straight line since November of 2016. So at some point, they believe the stock market is long overdue for some type of pullback or a correction. It's kind of a cooling off period. And they said that's a good thing. It makes stocks cheaper and more attractive to investors. I guess that's a good time if you want to purchase right now.
Yeah, they say just act like it's a sale. So it's like you just go in and get a sale. The stock's a lot cheaper. You should definitely purchase if you can.
So
All right.
does our celebrity in chief, Dope 45, get credit for the stocks dropping?
Well, he's not addressing that. He only addresses when things are rising, and he says it's all because of him.
If you take the credit when things are good, you got to take the credit when things are bad, Mr. President. You got to keep that same energy, Dope 45.
Sounds right, but I think we know better, and we know what he really does.
Mm-hmm.
And also concerns that they are going to raise rates because the economy is so strong, unemployment is historically low, there's more open jobs than people to fill them, so companies are paying workers more, and that means businesses will eventually have to raise prices. That's inflation.
Right.
So basically inflation and also rising interest rates as well.
Okay. Now let's talk about cancer a little bit, right?
Oh, now this couple in Florida are now accused of convincing a 13-year-old boy, and they won't reveal the relationship, but they did say one of the people is the mom of this 13-year-old boy, of convincing him that he had brain cancer, terminal brain cancer, because they wanted to raise money for themselves. Jenny Erovando Long and Robert Edward Long were taken into custody, and they are being charged with 1 count of child abuse, 9 counts of fraud, because the 13-year-old the woman's son has spent the last 8 months believing he's going to die from
That's
brain
foul.
cancer.
That's
So they
crazy.
started a GoFundMe. They did a fundraiser selling T-shirts trying to support his battle with cancer. The 13-year-old was told he had 7 brain tumors. The reason that they did not operate and have surgery was because he would turn out to be a vegetable. So the mom opted out of the victim having surgery. So the young boy has been walking around thinking that he has cancer, but, quote, does not like to talk about it.
Well, first of all, drop one of clues bombs for Florida staying consistent. You know what your Uncle Shala always tells you, the craziest people in the world come from the Bronx and all of Florida. Second, that is a very, very, very foul thing to do, but that is a very creative way to raise some money.
Telling your poor 13-year-old son that he's going to die from brain
That is
cancer
crazy.
to raise
Very
some
foul,
money.
but guess what?
Disgusting.
You've never heard that before. That's the first. That is a very creative way to raise the money because that is a first. I have heard a lot of different ways to get money. Never heard that one.
Imagine how that's going to affect that young boy for the rest of his life.
That
And his
is
parents
crazy.
are about to go to jail now.
They should go to
Good.
jail.
And that's another reason I don't trust GoFundMe's either. I'm sorry. It's people like that who have made it bad for all the other GoFundMe's. That's why 9 times out of 10, if you send me a GoFundMe, I read it as go F yourself.
Goodness gracious. Anything else you want to talk about this morning?
Oh, no, that's your front page news.
Goodness gracious. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you're upset, you need to vent, hit us up right now. Maybe you had a bad night. Or maybe you just want to spread some positivity. All right, phone lines are wide open. 800-585.
Or maybe you saw these Crocs that I posted on my Instagram page. $800 for some Crocs, and they sold out in minutes at Barney's.
Why would you spend $800 for Crocs?
I don't know, and they're so ugly because they're made by Balenciaga.
But since it's Fashion Week and they stamp a name
Crocs.
brand on it and tell everybody that it's fly, everybody wants them now.
I'll pass. All
Group
right.
thinkers.
Get it off your chest. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Hello, who's this?
Hey, good morning, guys. I just want to spread some energy, good energy to the world.
We haven't heard from you in a long time, Sean.
We thought you were locked up.
No, I'm not locked up, DJ Emory. Not every black man is locked up in jail. sir.
Damn.
Tell him, Sean. Tell him, poor
I've just been
party
working
guy.
hard. I've been listening to you guys. I just been giving you guys some time to, bring it in 2018. And I just want to say shout out to everybody that's safe in 2018 and just keep doing positive things, man, in this negative world.
None of us are safe, sir. Every day is a risk. Every day is a gamble. All right?
Yes, it is. That's so
Every
true,
day.
sir.
Just
You
give
guys
praise
have a
to
great
God
day.
and
Love
hope that He
talking to you
holds us.
guys.
Yes.
Porta Potty guys out.
No,
Porta
right,
Potty
Porta Potty
guy.
Hello, who's this?
Yo, this is Mello from the A.
Mello from the A. Get it off your chest.
Man, I just want to get off my chest about the Martin Luther King and the rail commercial.
Okay.
And, I just want to say, for real, black people, we tricky. You know what I'm saying? Rail selling trucks without Martin Luther King's voice. You know what I mean? So I'm saying that they take the time as a corporation or as a company to use Martin Luther King's voice. I thought it was powerful, man. But they didn't have to.
I thought about that yesterday too. I hope a lot of people actually went and listened to Martin Luther King Jr.'s speech in full from February 4th, 1968. I saw somebody actually took more of the speech and put it over the commercial to show how against capitalism
yes.
Capitalism that Martin Luther King Jr. was. So, either way, man, I hope that people will actually learn from that speech. Don't let the message of that speech get lost in the goddamn Ram truck commercial.
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday, how he was actually against these big corporations, and that's what that speech was about. So that was some of the issues that people had.
Hello, who's this?
Hi, my name is Erica.
Hello, get it off your chest, mama.
Hi, I'm just a little upset because there's this picture going around Facebook of this grown man have this little 4-year-old girl with his kids in his mouth.
What?
Wait, what?
And yeah, it's on Facebook all over, and he's doing it to this little girl, and everybody's sharing it because they said they want to find this guy. But I just want to let everybody know there's another picture surfacing that they found him and they killed him in Jamaica, but they're still surfacing this picture, and I'm so mad about it.
Well, that's child porn. You're not supposed to be watching that or sharing.
Or
it.
sharing
That's
it.
against the law.
So
No.
disgusting.
So
Well,
what is
I'm
what?
not-
Have you,
Someone
y'all-
send it to me.
but have y'all turned the guy in, or is he really dead?
Oh, they said he's dead. They have a picture of him.
Yeah, and the internet gonna be
Going
the death of
around
all of y'all. The internet gonna be the death of all of y'all
I
because
feel
we don't
sick
even know
now.
what's real and what's not real anymore.
Jeez. All right. Well, thank
I
you,
know,
mama.
but I'm just mad about that, okay?
All right. Don't share that picture. All right. Just let it go.
I didn't. I didn't.
And I'm telling you, that stuff is desensitizing us to things like this because instead of somebody actually sending that picture to authorities, they share it with their followers.
Wow.
Everybody shares it before they share it with the people they should share it with, who is law enforcement.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Hello, who's this?
What's up, Envy?
Hey, Trav, what's going on?
Oh, Trev, we missed you.
Hey, Yee.
Hey,
I missed
Trev.
you. Where were you at last week?
Oh, I had to go to New Orleans for one day only, so I wasn't here on Friday. But thank you for noticing.
What's up, Charlamagne?
What's up, Trav? How are you, sis?
I'm doing good. I'm calling to talk about, I'm mad at Tom Brady, man.
Why,
you
you
mad
want
at
him
Tom
to come
Brady?
back?
No, I'm mad at the fact that he didn't shake my man Nick Foles' hand after the game, and they're not talking about it the way that the media went in on Cam Newton when Cam Newton did it to Tom Brady.
I wondered, because I did see the Patriots get off the field fast. I wondered, did they shake hands and stuff
Nothing
like that?
gets past Trev. That's what I
Yeah,
love.
Brady immediately ran off the field and didn't shake Nick Foles' hand.
Well,
Like, immediately left off the field.
You got to give him a chance to come down. That was a very emotional,
Still, you shake that man's hand, man.
emotional game.
Well, I just remember when it happened with Cam Newton, the White Devils of America made sure that they put it all on Cam for not shaking Tom Brady's hand.
You're
They
right.
need to do the same thing to Tom Brady.
Let me give you an example, Trav. You know how sometimes you would have bottom, right? And like you hit it too hard, and then he gets upset and doesn't want to talk to you for a second. It's kind of like that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
How does it always come to this, Trev?
Goodbye.
Why is it always about butts with you, Sean?
And why does Trev always hang up on us?
I know, right? Goodbye.
Hey, you know what else I'm mad about?
What?
I'm upset that I didn't realize that a lot of people were going to agree with Faison Love. But I'm not mad because, Faison Love came up here yesterday and said that he didn't find Dave Chappelle funny. And, art is subjective, so everybody's entitled to their opinion. But I didn't realize people actually felt like that about Dave Chappelle.
I didn't realize that either.
I didn't know that either. Like, that's something I've never heard, ever. But that's life.
Christian,
Yes, sir.
get it off your chest.
Yeah, I met Angela Yee, man. What happened?
What
What
you mean?
happened? Where?
Why?
Yo, I don't know what you was thinking when you posted them Crocs on Instagram, man. That was disrespectful.
Them high heel Crocs. You
I
saw
said,
them on
listen, it's
social-
Fashion Week. It's sold out within hours on the website for pre-sale. It's not even available in person. I just thought it was crazy that people were paying $850 for Crocs.
It's a bunch of followers out here,
'cause
no
I really
leaders.
thought that you really had the idea that you would buy this, and you gonna give these girls ideas that this is the thing to buy. You know?
wouldn't buy those.
I just thought, hey, I thought it was funny.
I wouldn't
They
allow
already
you to
got-
buy those.
They
No
already
way.
got the idea. It's a bunch of group thinkers out here. You stamp a name brand on something, it's Fashion Week, everybody runs and gets the new hot thing.
Charlie!
Yes. Hey.
Hey, Charlie, get it off your chest.
You know, I'm mad because I'm stuck in the snow. I'm here in Detroit, and it's crazy out here. But anyhow,
I heard.
mad
I was
about
crazy.
that. But I will be there the week of the 26th. I would
No.
love to meet you guys.
You're not going to be here? You're not getting out that snow?
Listen, I'm telling you, I'm going to be there. I want to meet you guys. I'll be there the entire week.
The
I
week
want to
of
meet
the
y'all. Can I is it
26th.
possible? I'm legit.
How we know you legit?
Like, trust me. Trust. I'm so legit.
I have no
What
reason to
does that
trust you.
mean?
I understand, like, I'm not crazy. I'm not trying to
You sound crazy to
You're
me.
starting to sound crazy.
You're starting to sound crazy. You're getting a little crazy right now,
I'm
Ma.
not talking to tell you that. But I'm just saying, I'm not trying to come there and get no job. I just want to make sure I'm one of y'all biggest fans. Y'all all fans. I'm an old person.
You're not a fan. You're not a fan. You're a supporter.
So that's it. Bam. You right.
Thank you,
I'm y'all
Mama.
support.
I hate the word fan.
I'm y'all friend.
There you go.
We got fam, not fans.
There you go. Thank you, Mama.
Well, you gonna tell her how to meet us?
Whoa. DJ, don't hang up.
I'm
Wait.
sorry.
All right, listen, sweetheart, email us at breakfastclubam@gmail and we'll respond to you there.
Yes, we'll give you the fake address to show up to.
No,
No, bro. Yeah, I'm talking to you. I ain't talking to you.
I'm gonna respond to you, okay?
He's going to respond. He answers that. So hit ye right now.
Okay.
right.
Thanks.
All right, bye. Get it off your
Bye,
chest.
bye, bye.
800-585-1051. We got rumors on the way, Lee?
Yes, we are going to be talking about Charlie Walk, the judge from the Four and the head of Republic Records. He's saying that he's being extorted, and we have the voicemail to play for you.
Oh, boy. All that and more. Keep it locked. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ NV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club.
Hey, what's happening?
Let's get to the rumors. Let's talk. Charlie Walk.
So Charlie Walk, the head of Republic Records and formerly on the 4 as a judge, says he was being extorted before an ex-employee said that he sexually harassed and assaulted her. Now he also has voicemails, he says, that prove it. Now the voicemails are from Tom Gilligan, who was the general manager of MM Group Radio in Ohio for 3 years. And then he went on to own a series of stations, and he sent Charlie Walk some bizarre text messages and left these voicemails.
Hey, Charlie, it's Tom Gilligan. I'll make a deal with you. You resign from the TV show, from your company, and nobody will ever say anything. By the way, none of this is going to come from me, so you can't sue me. And if you want to sue me, I have $269 million to go right head-to-head with you. But I'm simply saying, as soon as I hand this off to me, to your toast, to your family, the whole 9 yards.
This is by far the whitest thing I heard this week. Only a rich, white, privileged prick would think that he could just call someone up and leave a little early morning extortion on someone's voicemail.
How do you do that?
Okay, now page 6 also saw the text messages that he was sending to Charlie Walk, and those text messages say things like, the Me Too movement will be knocking on your door. Karma is tough. Charlie, you decided to take me, and it's just coming back at you. I want nothing else but to get you off the show, embarrassing your family name, ruin your career, take half of your roster because they wouldn't work for someone like you. I'll make a deal with you. I was told that you stepped in front of me with John Bon Jovi, who is someone I know personally and have known since 1986. You fix that and I'll back off. We can either come to terms or not. I want nothing from you. You were just a prick, and you've always been a prick, just for the record, and so on and so forth.
He actually sounds like an entitled extortionist. Like he feels like it's right to extort Charlie Walk.
That's crazy.
I will say this though, man. The other layer to this is weaponizing the Me Too movement. Like a lot of people know that there's no due process in the court of public opinion, and they know once these allegations come out that people are going to be stepping down from their jobs or getting fired, and now it's really becoming a witch hunt.
Now Charlie Walk says he hasn't spoken to Tom Gilligan in over 20 years and has had nothing to do with him. So why would this be happening right now? The DA's investigators are being asked to launch a probe into whether or not Gilligan made those threats and actually tried to follow through on them, and whether these incidents are connected. Now, in addition to that, Tom Gilligan told page 6, yes, I was upset with Charlie. There was no doubt about it. But to be honest, I was drunk and my mother had passed and it was the anniversary of her death. It was a very bad time and Charlie was just being Charlie. For him to make these allegations against me is a total misrepresentation. It's a lie. He's just trying to get himself off the hook. He said it was just friends being idiots.
You called him.
You called him. You the one who tried to weaponize the Me Too movement to take your friend Charlie Walk down, okay?
Yep.
This is why you really need due process in the court of public opinion, because you got pricks out there who will try to weaponize the Me Too and Time's Up movement just to take people down. That is the essence of the Salem witch hunts. All you gotta do is point them out and they get killed.
All right, Kim Kardashian made over $10 million, and that's from her new fragrance line, Kimoji Heart. She sold out of that in 4 days. 300,000 plus.
They can't lose.
Yes, of the fragrance, and after that, sold out over $10 million. So that's amazing for her.
That's crazy.
And you know what? She didn't do an advertising campaign, like spent money. She just did a complete social media advertising campaign.
I saw her send a lot of perfume to her friends and her enemies. My question is, do the Kardashians look like they smell good?
I mean, there's a lot of people, obviously, that look up to Kim Kardashian.
Do they
It
look like
they smell good.
They don't look like they smell bad.
Yeah, it don't look like they smell bad, but I mean, smell good for you just to run out there and buy their fragrance. You just want to smell like a Kardashian.
People look up to Kim K, so they buy anything.
Well, it was 3 new fragrances. She had Bae, Ride or Die, and BFF. All right, I'm Angela Yee, and
What that
that's
Caitlyn smell like, though?
your rumor report.
You know what? When we come back, we got front page news. You know what? I'm gonna mess with you. When we come back, we got front page news. We'll talk about the Dow Jones, the stock market. Are you nervous? Did you lose a lot of money? We'll talk about it when we come back. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. It's DJ NV Angela Yee. Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Good morning.
Now, Yee.
Yes.
Let's get into some front page news. What's going on with the stock market?
Well, the Dow fell more than 1,800 points over 2 sessions. That was on Friday and Monday. But that doesn't mean that you should get rid of your 401k and try to cash out and panic. There's a lot of reasons why that has happened. One of those reasons is because the stock market has been rising steadily for over the past year and a half. So when that happens, usually that means that the stock market is long overdue for a pullback or even a correction. So because of that, it's a cooling off period, which makes stocks cheaper, and it makes it a lot more attractive to investors as well. Also, because of unemployment being historically low and because the economy is strong, companies are paying workers more to retain existing employees, but they have to raise prices on things to afford the payroll. So that means inflation, as you guys know, and other things like rising interest rates and the bond market as well are reasons why the Dow has fallen so much.
Well, let's say it's
Donald
just...
Trump.
They're saying it's just like a sale. They're just saying, look at the stocks like a sale. So you should be able to purchase more. Stocks are cheap right now, or cheaper, and this is the time when you should buy stocks. That's
Is
what
our
they're saying.
celebrity in chief Donald Trump taking credit for the stock market dropping?
He absolutely has not said anything.
He should. I mean, if you're going to take credit for when it rises, you should take credit for when it drops too, dope 45.
Well, I mean, what did you expect?
All right, now let's talk about this lottery story.
Yes, so this woman who won a $560 million Powerball wants to remain anonymous. Now, the problem is this. When she signed the back of the ticket, as you're instructed to do, she signed her name. What she didn't know, because she didn't consult with the lawyer first, was that she should have had created a trust. So
Right.
that could have been the face of the ticket. But now, because of the law, they can actually reveal who she is. The problem is that she wants to stay anonymous. Now, attorneys requested if she could have a trustee sign the ticket instead. With the commission present, they denied them because any alteration of the ticket would make it invalid. So she wants to remain anonymous. I can't blame her because everybody knows when people win the lottery, all kinds of things happen.
Family members, people that you owe money to, everybody. But the problem
It's
is
not even just that. It's people try to extort you. People try to
Right.
kidnap people related to you. Robberies, murders, all kinds of things can come when people know you have an extra $560 million.
Right.
Listen, my love, you have enough money to leave the planet if you want to at this point, okay?
But maybe she
You'll
doesn't
be
want
fine.
to.
Listen, my love, you can leave the country, okay? If you don't remain anonymous, you can hide. You got enough money to hide.
Yeah, she definitely got
But
it.
she probably don't want to live her life hiding. She
But-
just wants to still be
Listen,
around
my
family
love.
and friends and not
Listen,
everybody
my
know.
love,
See?
you got $560 million. I love us for real.
Oh,
Disappear.
That's
all
not
right?
it. But you know,
love.
the lottery is a business, and they have to show people winning so people can still have hope that they can win. So they have to show a person. It's not like you just want to say this person. No, they have to show somebody, be like, oh, that person won, I can win too. You know?
Yeah, and by the way, only rappers and athletes get $560 million and want to be seen. Okay, you get $560 million, you get that money and this the goddamn here.
All right.
All right. Well, that's front page news. Now, when we come back from The Shy, actor, also R&B singer, Jacob Latimore.
Yes, he plays Emmett on The Shy. Emmett is a deadbeat dad who
Yeah.
loves sneakers
Yep.
a lot.
We'll kick it with him when we come back, so don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
Yeah.
The man can't keep his penis in his pants.
Emmett, you are such
I was like, whoa.
deadbeat, Emmett.
Yo.
Jacob Latimore, welcome, son, from The Shy.
What's going on? What's going on?
You know
Happy
when
to be here.
you know how you know you playing a good role? And I'm disgusted when I see you in the lobbies. I'm like, look at Emmett, old nasty.
Hey,
You know what I'm
hey,
saying?
that mean I'm doing my job.
let's talk about
Season
The
2
Shy.
on the way.
Just in case people don't watch the show,
Mm-hmm.
your character on The Shy is, you have, how many kids do you have on the show?
We only see one right now, but
You have one.
supposedly I have 2 other kids. So yeah, my character name is Emmett. He's a young playboy, obsessed with his sneakers and Jordans. He's a young father and
Still living at home with his mama.
still living at home with his moms and just trying to like mature as a young man. But now he got to take care of like a whole nother being now. So we kind of seeing him making his mistakes and like, you know, trying to be young, wild, and free, but got to make the sacrifice.
Playboy is a strong word because playboys can
Yeah.
afford the women that they deal with. They can afford their kids.
More like a gigolo then.
An aspiring playboy.
Aspiring playboy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you play a deadbeat father very well. Okay. You have any experience in that department, Jacob?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I think that's why I just, you know, fell into it like that. Because I didn't want to be prepared for like, you know, the fatherhood role. You know what I mean? wanted people to see me fumbling with the baby. Like I really can't get him to stop crying on set. Like it's a real thing. You know what I mean? Like soon as his dad passing him off to me, like before they say action, like he's just going crazy, and I'm just like,
so it's natural.
Yeah. So I thought that was really authentic and dope.
What was your relationship like with your own father?
My father's still in my life. My dad is Jacob Latimore Sr., so he's back home in Milwaukee. I still reach out, and we still kick it holidays all the time.
And you're a singer. You started off, you were signed to Jive Records.
Yeah, Jive Records. I was over there with RCA for like 5 years, and
what happened with that? What happened with that deal?
I think it was just once the merger happened, I was like reintroducing myself to a whole new label, and I think it's a story a lot of artists have. It just goes sour and it never really works out. And I was really young too, so now I'm getting older. I'm just independent now. I released an independent album called Connection about a year ago, and I had like a recent sold-out show in Atlanta, and I don't get to perform that much, so I always post it on my Instagram because I just thought it was so dope for fans to come out for me. And when you're doing on movie sets, you kind of hiding away from people all the time, so it's dope to just reach out to them and touch them. It was cool.
Let me ask you about your character a little bit more, as far as playing, as they said, a deadbeat dad. In researching this character and doing that, did you have any sympathy or at all, like trying to understand why a young man would do the things that Emmett is doing in The Chi?
I didn't really research it. I mean, I could only imagine how it feels to I just tried to imagine how I feel like if I had a child right now in my life with the way things are going, and just like how stressed I would feel. I wouldn't like leave him at a park.
You would have
like
a
that.
nanny.
Yeah, I wouldn't leave him at a park or nothing like that. Yeah, so that scene.
I don't know, you think that. See, that little baby that's crying in your arm now, you can give him back, but if it's yours, you're like, God damn.
I would definitely be frustrated, but I wouldn't go to the extremes of leaving him at a park. But yeah, I just tried to just dive into the most frustrating emotion I could, with the character. So
you having single mom problems, like how am I supposed to go to work and watch my baby at the same time, find some childcare, and somehow try to make some money and buy these Jordans I want to buy, and still have women in my room.
Right. And it's dope to just like be able to relate to people in that way. I pay attention to social media every time the show's on, and just like they really into it. People really yelling at me like when I do Q&As with the cast. They're like, "Yo, you shouldn't have left that baby." Like I'm like, yo, I'm just acting.
Just a character.
Just a character. You know what I'm saying?
Now, there's one scene in there I think really happened to you.
What happened?
What's that?
You in the room smashing the chicken, mama comes home. Now your mama's over there in the corner. Has that tell the truth? Has that ever happened? She ever walked in on you?
She ain't never walked in on me.
You lying?
No, she hasn't.
She knocked on the door.
She ain't knocked on the door. You know that. Hold on. Get dressed.
Was she upset? Did your mom cook the woman breakfast?
She wasn't upset. She was just like, be careful, and you know.
Mama, come to this mic for a second.
Mama, he young.
Come to this mic, Mama.
He young and he getting this money. You gotta keep these little hot girls away from him.
I'm sure you got to keep the guys away from your mom also.
Yeah, they be
trying to sing over there. Mama ain't got no ring on my.
They be trying to get at her.
I'm not married.
Hey, Mama just shot her shot. Mama letting me know. Mama letting me know.
So Mama, you take him some time about these girls?
I just tell him to be, extremely careful. Keep it wrapped up. Be wise in the DMs and all, just tell him to be very, extremely careful, especially nowadays.
Absolutely.
Especially with the Me Too movement.
Yeah. I respect
you can't really touch nobody. You know what I mean?
That's real.
Definitely, yeah.
Mama said you can't really touch nobody. Don't even do it.
Yeah.
Do you know any Emmets in your life that you learned from?
Actually, no, I don't. I mean, as far as like this being young and loving shoes and relating to that aspect, yeah. But like, I know a couple young fathers, and I guess I haven't really spent that much time around them just to really see that, like, their frustration and like, their experience with, just dealing with it. I just kind of look at it from the outside in and just could only imagine, what that lifestyle is like, But I have ran into some people like, I really sell shoes. Like, I sell shoes. I clean them up and, you know what I'm saying, and resell them. And I was like, oh, that's
make
crazy.
a lot of money like
and
that.
that's why I took on this role, because I just like, I looked at my acting career and I was like, what haven't I done? Like, how can I really make an impact and really relate? And I thought this was like the perfect opportunity. And then, you know, shout out to Lena Waithe. She's amazing.
Incredible.
Shout out to Common. And then Jason, you know, leading the cast, man. He's awesome. You know what I mean? And little Alex Hibbert, the young boys, and
he does a great job.
Yeah. It's just a dope, solid cast, and it just feels good. It feels good. This feels like the first project I've been a part of, and it's really making an impact. You know.
I like how right now Emmett is being faced with the choice of either looking for a job, getting a job, or going to the drug game. Mm-hmm. Have you ever been faced with that choice?
Not that choice. No. I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, so you know it gets rugged there. My mom, Milwaukee, yeah. My mom got me out of there at a young age, and I go back and you know just sort of talk to some of my homies, some of my friends, and you know seeing with the temptation they have to deal with. It's a lot of good-hearted people, you know, in the urban community. They don't want to sell what they're selling. They don't want to do what they're doing. But, you know, there's only a few ways to really make money. You know, when your 9 to 5 just ain't cutting it, you know. And I think that we see Emmett face those temptations of like, all right, now I'm not just taking care of myself anymore. I got a baby and my mom's, and like, I got to do something. And, you know, he doesn't really have the heart to really be out on the street selling weed or selling anything, you know what I mean? He doesn't know anything about the street life, and that's what I can relate to. I don't know anything about it. I see it. I know people who are part of it, but yeah. So that's how I dive into the character, man.
Your parents kept you away from that?
Yeah, absolutely. My mom was like this, you know what I mean? So now I'm 21 years old. I kind of get to, you know, just sort of explore a little more and just sort of talk to people and like really get out on the world on my own, you know what I mean? And really just sort of see what life is like, you know, all types of life is like.
What did you learn from Will when you worked with Will?
Will is just a complete human being, man. He, like every time he's about to say something, you always kind of just want to cross your legs and just sit down and just like, you know what I'm saying? Because he just dropped so many gems. He was talking about, my favorite story when he was talking about when he met Nelson Mandela, and while he was filming Ali, and he was like, I thought I was famous until I met him. And he said, you know, Nelson Mandela would like be out in a crowd of people and just touch people's shoulders. And he was like, I always wondered why he would do that. So I asked him, and he said, I touch them because I want them to know that I'm real. I want them to know that I'm flesh. Because sometimes when people see me on TV, they just think of me as this idea or just, you know, this robot. I'm a human being. You can do this as well. And that stuck with me right there. And I just felt like it was just a moment me and him was having. And it's just dope to be able to text him, hit him up, call him. You know what I mean? He called me on my birthday. It was just dope.
How weird was it doing the sex scenes for you, or like the in bed naked with everybody watching, with the cameras rolling, and she's like really naked? And I kind of felt like she's supposed to be in high school. Yeah. So I'm like, are we watching child pornography?
It felt kind of young. It did feel kind of young.
Even though I'm sure she's old enough, but
I mean, he's what? How old are you? 20, 21?
21.
So when you shot that, you probably was 20.
20. I was
20. She probably what? 20.
Yeah.
But their characters are supposed to be high school characters.
It just felt.
Yeah.
They high school? I know they was high school.
I mean, it's never really said. You know, you just kind of feel that way, so people kind of just guess, really. But
I ain't seen neither one of y'all in school yet.
Yeah. Emmett out here. You know
I don't know what he's doing. He got a job. But how weird was it with everybody watching y'all?
It was out the gate. It was weird because I mean, you just didn't know when to really go. You know what I mean? Like even in rehearsal, you just like. All right, so should I really do it now, or you know what I mean, or should I wait till we really go, or should I rehearse it? How we gonna do it, or you know what I mean? So it's like dang, like all right. So as soon as they say action, you just go for it. You just go for it. And
I gotta be uncomfortable because she was naked, like naked, you know.
Actually, she was like more ready mentally and professionally than I was. I'm like, oh God, you know what I'm saying?
What was you worried about? Like getting a hard on? Did you get a hard on?
You asked not the first time.
That's gotta be uncomfortable.
Not the first time, but the third episode. Yeah. I was comfortable.
Yeah, let's go with it.
I was like, she was like, yo, it's I'm like, oh, my bad.
My bad. I'm acting.
My bad. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be professional on set, you know, but you know,
that ain't your fault though.
It ain't my fault.
That's the kind of stuff that comes
God
back
made
up
me
5
this
years.
way.
Yeah, but that's the kind of stuff come back up 5 years from now.
Hey.
We was doing a sex scene and he was hard. Like, hey, that's not my fault.
Nobody has
Can't
said
control
that.
that one.
Now, we've been watching all of this, like your mom talked about the hashtag Me Too movement.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing I thought was interesting was Octavia Spencer bringing up the fact that not only as a black woman do they have to worry about competing salary-wise against men, but also against white women.
Mm-hmm.
And she talked about Jessica Chastain just basically tying in her contract with hers to help raise her salary.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that you had even thought about or considered just talking about salaries of different ethnicities and also men versus women and black?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, man, we're in the process now of breaking down a lot of barriers in Hollywood, and I'm so down for women getting equally paid and equally treated as actresses and artists, and you know, I'm all down for it because I think, you know, we all have our things we believe in and we want to strive for. So I'm definitely down for supporting our black women in this acting industry, in the industry period, because it's a lot of talented ones, and you know, more talented than a lot of the men. So it's I'm all behind it.
I agree with you 100%, but when it comes to how much you make, keep that to yourself.
Yeah.
Unless that's your people.
Yeah. Keep it to
You know
yourself.
what I mean?
Your people.
If y'all going in
Yeah,
as a united front,
Yeah.
that's different. But other than that,
Yeah.
keep it to yourself.
Yeah, it's a tough line to cross. I mean, because you after you do it so long, you get frustrated. It's just like, all right, I've been getting the same pay for the past 3 years. I've been doing all these big films, and you know, my quote is not raised, and so I can understand the frustration. But you know, it's a fine line. You got to try to keep what's private and, you know, what you want to let out. So.
You haven't gotten a big payday yet, though.
No.
Yeah.
None huge, but
Feels like it's coming.
It's been good. I've been blessed.
It's been steady.
It's been steady.
Steady work, and I'm sure
it's been consistent.
Since this show started, you've been getting a whole lot of offers and scripts, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's something I had to just turn down too, because, you know, I just don't feel like it's right. If I don't feel it, it's not right. But it'd be hard too. You see that check and be like,
I should do it.
You know what I mean? But you don't want to compromise that just to be a part of a film that you feel like it's not going to be, you know, the next big thing for you. So it's a tough battle.
You've been in a lot of projects representing like big cities too, like the Detroits,
yeah,
the Chi. What are you learning from these experiences?
Just the different cultures, just the way of life. You know, Detroit and Chicago are alike in ways and people, but different. You know what I mean? Detroit has a definitely like a history of music and a history of soul, and but Chicago also got a history of a lot of music too, and that's what I learned going into Chicago. And yeah, they all have the same sort of things they can relate to. You know, everybody got the urban city, everybody got the city part of it, and it's just like, you know, everybody got their own struggles. So it's just cool to travel and represent different cities as an actor, you know, and people love it too. And I'm just happy that, you know, people loving it.
The Chi is doing a great job of like humanizing people in Chicago.
Yeah.
Did you understand that human side of Chicago before you did it?
I did because I mean I'm a Midwest kid. So coming from Milwaukee is, I don't know, just as dangerous. Who knows? But like it's different.
Chicago.
It's a mini Chicago. So it's like it gets dangerous. And I've been in those neighborhoods. A lot of my family still lives in there. Mm-hmm. So I understood like the humanization of everything. So I just knew like. I knew how to come in and ground the characters and really relate to, you know, a lot of real experiences that people go through. Everybody's not bad. Everybody's not bad. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of those people. So.
Did you live in Chicago for a while before this?
No, I've always sort of visited. I did shows there. I've always, you know, it's next door, so I visited a few times.
Now with season 2 coming, we can assume that Emmett is not going to get killed or anything in season 1, so you're going to make it.
I hope not. I'll be like, Lena,
you don't know yet.
What you doing, Lena? Come on now. No, I hope Emmett lasts, you know, throughout the whole shebang. You know, however long we get, but Yeah, I definitely want to stay on screen.
I don't want to see him turn into
Because
a
honestly,
man.
I've died in like 3-4 of my movies already. Detroit, Maze Runner.
I just want to live.
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't want to take no more death roles. I gotta survive.
What's your dream role right now? I mean, you're only 21, so you got a long life to go, but
Right.
now.
Dream role. I want to play like a superhero, like a young superhero. It's a lot of DC comic characters out there.
Like who? Like which one?
I can't think of no beige, curly head superhero.
It's Static Shock was one.
Static Shock. That's more Jaden Smith. I always see Jaden Smith playing that role.
I mean, he could, but
Sounds like he's in talks for something already.
he could. No. It's not in talks.
Okay.
I just
like that role.
I just need some research on it.
Juice, you are a shoe-in for Raheem.
Yeah, everybody. I've been seeing that on Twitter. I've been seeing that on Twitter. But for me, touching.
Did you see Juice?
I did see Juice. Touching movies like that, it's just like I don't know if I want to be a part of it because it's just like Pac was just so good in it, and it's just like I don't even know if I want to touch a film like that. You know what I mean? Like
Raheem dies too, so you would
yeah.
Spoiler alert.
I ain't trying to be out there like that. I'm trying to survive. So yeah.
All right, well, check out The Shot each and every Sunday. What time are you?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
On
We
Showtime.
appreciate you for joining us.
Oh, one last question.
What's up?
Who got the best pom pom, Milwaukee or Chicago?
Come on, man.
Don't look at me. I don't know.
That's all.
You know you don't have to answer any of those questions.
It's all Midwest love, you know.
He about to say Atlanta. He live in Atlanta now. All right, there you go. Jacob Latimore is the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Now let's get to the rumors. Let's talk Justin Timberlake.
Well, rumor has it that Justin Timberlake was going to use a hologram for his Prince tribute during the Super Bowl halftime show performance, but he backed out at the last minute. Now, he spoke to Sheila E., and she had tweeted that Justin Timberlake was not going to use a hologram after they had a conversation. She said, "Family, I spoke with Justin tonight, and he shared heartfelt words of respect for Prince and the Purple fans. There is no hologram."
Yeah, you fool around and bring a Prince hologram out there, then Prince's real ghost show up throwing shade.
Now, she also said he thought it was very demonic, and that's his spiritual belief. She wanted to make sure that nobody ever does a hologram of him, according to Sheila E. Now,
That's that Jehovah Witness in him. Drop one of the clues bombs for the Jehovah Witnesses out there, Dan.
a source close to Justin Timberlake said the hologram plan was never, ever in play, that Justin would not disrespect Prince's legacy, so there was no change in his performance. Now, here is Justin Timberlake. He was on Fallon, and here's what he had to say.
He's always been the pinnacle of musicianship for me. When we decided that, like, the serendipity and synergy that we would be in Minneapolis, he's such a special thing here. Aside from what he is all over the world, I just felt like I wanted to do something for this city and something for him that would just be the ultimate homage to what I consider the GOAT of musicians.
See, Justin Timberlake's Super Bowl halftime performance was very regular, especially in comparison to the last few Super Bowls we have witnessed. What it really needed was a hologram of Janet Jackson's titty, okay? That's the only appearance that would have took that performance to another level was Janet Jackson.
Fines.
All right, well, Prince's sister, Tyka Nelson, also wants people to back off people who were hating on that halftime show. She said she was pleasantly surprised by Justin Timberlake's performance and even enjoyed the Prince tribute. And she and the rest of Prince's family knew he was planning to sing I Would Die For You, but she said they weren't aware he was doing a video projection. But she said for the backlash, everyone has their own idea of what Prince would have wanted, so it's impossible for Justin to have any way of knowing that.
Yeah, but you can't tell people how to have their opinion. I mean, if people enjoyed the show, they enjoyed it. If they didn't enjoy it, they have the right to express that too. But I thought it was very regular, and he really, really needed Janet Jackson. I think everybody had their sights set on Janet Jackson, and when that didn't happen, it just didn't,
And she said in advance that she was not
she wasn't doing it. I thought it was cool. It started off slow, but I thought it was cool.
All right, Steve Wynn, you know him as the casino tycoon, the Wynn Hotels. He allegedly pressured a grandmother working in one of his casinos into having sex. He said he had never had a grandmother before and wanted to see how it feels. Now, the woman who was unnamed told the Las Vegas Review-Journal, she said, I did it willingly because I felt like I had to. I didn't really want to. I was afraid for my job. She said she was working as a waitress at the Mirage and was a single mom of 8. She had just welcomed her first grandchild when Steve Wynn, who's now 76, allegedly slept with her and sexually harassed her for around a year.
How old was she?
At the time, well, she's 71 now, and this was in the 80s. She said in the late 80s. So
she's still alive?
Yeah, she's still alive. She's talking about it now.
71. Oh, she's 71 now, lady. Okay, got you.
Now, she said, you have so many new and young girls to choose from, and having sex with you makes me feel terrible. Why don't you just leave me alone? She said he would single her out, slap her butt in public, and told her to come to his hotel room where he asked for oral sex. She said they had sex many more times. She said he didn't force me or anything, but I did go, but I felt so uncomfortable. I guess she felt like she would lose her job.
So grandma took her teeth out and was performing oral sex on demand.
Well, I don't know about that, but there was a lot of lawsuits against him. A lot of people that say that he sexually harassed workers and coerced them into sex. One woman was a manicurist who got a $7.5 million settlement after her allegations.
Wow. So I'm trying to figure out what if she said that he didn't force her. What's the issue?
I guess she's saying that she felt like she didn't have a choice. If she wanted to keep her job, she told him she was uncomfortable. She told him she didn't want to do it, but she...
You said she was a grandma?
So he did force her then?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. She felt like she would lose her job. So she didn't tell him, I'm not doing it. She did it, but it wasn't willingly, I guess is the point.
And by the way, the face of grandmas have changed nowadays. Dropping the clues bombs for Bernice Burgos. Okay. It's not the old grandma that you used to.
All right, well, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your rumor report.
Thank you, Miss Yee. Charlamagne!
Yes.
Who giving that donkey to?
I'm giving Donkey of the Day to a couple from the great state of Florida. You know what your Uncle Charla always says. The craziest people in all of America come from the Bronx and all of Florida. And this story is just reinforcement of my theory.
My goodness. All right, we'll get into that when we come back. Keep it locked. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Yes, Donkey of the Day for Tuesday, February 6th goes to Jenny Long and Robert Long of the great state of Florida. What does your Uncle Charla always tell you kids? The craziest people in America come from the Bronx and all of Florida. And this not so lovely couple is proving my theory to be actual and factual. Now, this is one of these stories that is causing me to be conflicted because on one hand, they absolutely deserve all their credit for being stupid. And on the other hand, this is one of the most creative ways I've heard to get some money in a while. Let's go to ABC News for the report, please.
These parents facing felony charges accused of convincing their 13-year-old son he had terminal cancer, all to bilk their community out of cash. Police in Florida saying the boy spent the last 8 months believing he's going to die from brain cancer. His mother, Ginny Long, posting on Facebook in December that they were told it would be a miracle if he was still with them by Christmas. A GoFundMe page raised nearly $1,000, and the parents sold these T-shirts at the boy's middle school, all for his supposed treatment. Only investigators say medical records prove he never had cancer.
And those parents are charged with fraud and child abuse. Police say their son and another child are now in foster care as the investigation moves forward.
Now, we've seen adults push kids into the music industry to make money. We've seen adults try to get their Kris Jenner on and push kids into reality TV to make money. We've seen adults push kids into the sports world to make money. But I don't remember ever hearing about adults pushing kids into the realm of having cancer to make money. They at least get a 10 for creativity. Now, I'm country, ladies and gentlemen. Moncks Corner, South Carolina all day. 843 was happening. So I don't play like that, okay? Because you turn out to be what you pretend to be. So I would never say that I had something I didn't have, and I would never put that on somebody because in my mind, lying on someone in that manner will probably come back to me. I have such anxiety about stuff like this. I'm so paranoid about it that I have never parked in a handicap space. Okay, we all have had access to a handicap decal in our life. I thought, let me park here and run in real quick. You do a little limp leaving the car. Nope. I don't play like that. I don't even like playing sick because in my mind, if I play sick, I'm going to get sick for real. Because your thoughts really become things. And that's the problem I have with this story. Every day, those of us who know better have a job to teach better. We are responsible for the seeds we plant in people's heads because those seeds grow and blossom, especially in the mind of children. Okay, Jenny and Robert were planting seeds of fear into their young boy's mind as if life isn't already scary enough. What if this little boy would have killed himself because he thought he was really dying of terminal brain cancer? What if this little boy actually develops some type of cancer due to stress? Oh, you don't think chronic stress can have a huge impact on your health? Now, I'm not saying stress causes cancer. Okay, health experts are still trying to figure that one out, but there is little doubt that stress does promote the growth and spread of some form of the disease. Okay, to quote Lorenzo Cohen, a professor who studies these kinds of things, he says, and I quote, stress makes your body more hospitable to cancer. So technically, Jenny and Robert Long were killing that little boy slowly while stressing him the hell out. Okay, thank God the jig is up and he found out the truth, because there's no telling what kind of anxiety he was suffering from. I'm getting anxiety just thinking about it, because this story is actually bringing me back to horrible memories, okay? Because I remember once my great friend Wax knew I was having sexual relations with a stripper, and he had a young lady call my phone and pretend to be this stripper's friend, and she told me that I need to go get checked out because the stripper I had been knocking off was losing weight at a rapid pace, and she took a glimpse in the mirror and didn't recognize her own face, and her health was fading and she didn't know why, and 3 letters were about to take her to her final resting place. Y'all don't hit me. You don't understand the anxiety that caused me, okay? And I was in my early 20s when this happened, so imagine how that 13-year-old boy felt. Only thing that relieved all that stress and anxiety I experienced for about 20 minutes was when I called said stripper and got right to it. Hey, man, somebody just called me and said XYZ HIV. What's happening? Okay? She ensured me all was well, and after an HIV test of my own, I was totally relieved. But the point is this. Young 13-year-old had nowhere to turn, because the people he trusted the most are the ones planting these toxic seeds into his young mind. It warms my cold heart to say that Jenny Long and Robert Long have been charged with 1 count of child abuse and 9 counts of fraud. We need to up the counts on the child abuse, but those charges will definitely stick. And if you are wondering, they received $1,000 in donations in their GoFundMe, okay? And they sold 9 t-shirts as part of a fundraiser for a grand total of $140. So y'all caused your son all this emotional trauma for a grand total of $1,140.00. Florida, ladies and gentlemen. Florida. Please let Remy Ma give Jenny Long and Robert Long the biggest hee-haw.
Hee-haw, hee-haw. You stupid motherfucker. Are you dumb?
Jesus Christ.
Goodness gracious. All right, well, thank you for that dog here today. Up next is Shoot Your Shot. Now, if you want to holler at somebody, maybe you need some help from the Breakfast Club. Maybe it's your man, maybe it's your ex, maybe it's a coworker, maybe it's somebody you just know, a neighbor, and you want to shoot your shot. Well, we'll help you when we come back. Keep it locked. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Hey, we got Liz on the line. Hey, Liz.
Hey, guys.
How's it going, Liz?
It's going okay.
All right, now, you're calling for Shoot Your Shot. Now, who are you shooting your shot with?
Okay, so me and Miguel, we're boyfriend and girlfriend, and...
The singer Miguel?
I love Miguel.
Congrats,
He's one of my favorite
man.
artists.
It's dope.
I wish it was. No, but he's pretty cute, Miguel, my Miguel. And we were together and we broke up a couple of months back for stupid stuff, you guys. Like, it was just like ridiculous things that we were fighting about, you know?
Like what? Give us an example.
Like hairspray?
Like, oh, you don't put... So we were staying together, and we would fight over, like, oh, you don't put the cap back in the toothpaste. You're not really closing the curtain after you take a shower. Just like we would get into the stupid arguments right after things like that.
Yeah, but that's natural, though. That's the growing pains of living with somebody. You got to learn each other.
Right, but we didn't, and...
Okay, so what's the problem now? Because you guys broke up.
Yeah, we broke up. I love him very much, and I would really, really love to get back with him, but...
Why's there
during the time that we were together, I slept with Frey, who's one of his friends.
Did you get pregnant?
Wait, okay, slow down. So you guys broke up, but while y'all broke up, you slept with his boy.
Did you get pregnant?
No, I didn't get pregnant.
Did you get an STD?
I didn't get an STD.
So it don't matter.
No. but it's one of his really good friends, and.
But y'all were broken up.
We're broken up. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean.
That could be a deal breaker, though. I mean, if you're saying really good friends, like his homie, who he's with all the time, yeah, you might have ruined it forever.
It might be a wrap.
But he probably already knows if that's a really good friend of his, right? Wouldn't his really good friend tell him?
Does he know?
I don't think he knows.
Oh, you about to tell him?
Yeah, but if he knows, he definitely thinks that you just a thotty. By the way, I got a homeboy who's in a position like that right now. He really likes this girl, and he's liked her for years, but he can't really wipe her up because she smashed a lot of the homies.
Oh, damn.
Including me.
Oh, man. I only smashed one, so I'm not that bad.
Okay.
No, it depends
All right,
how
well,
close they
let's
are.
see what he thinks.
No.
All right, when we come back, let's call him up. His name is Miguel, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to be completely honest. You're going to tell him about his friend that you smashed and all that?
Yeah, I will.
Okay, we'll do that when we come back. Keep it locked. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Hold on, Liz. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV Angela Yee. Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. We're in the middle of Shoot Your Shot. We have Liz on the line, and Liz is going to be shooting her shot with Miguel. Let's call him up, Liz.
Hello.
Hey, Miguel. It's me, Liz.
Hi, Liz. How's it going?
It's going good. How are you doing?
I'm okay. Just working out.
Oh, good. I'm glad for you. It's been a bit, hey, boo, I wanted to tell you that, I miss you. I miss you so much, and I really love you, and I would really love if we get back together. But I really have to tell you something, and it's been bothering me, and I really have to come clean with something.
I haven't talked to you in like 3 months, Liz.
I know, but you can't really like ignore that we were together, that we had a relationship, that we lived together.
Oh, yes, I can.
So.
Yeah, of course. I loved you.
But I have to tell you something. I can't. So I slept with Ray when we were not together.
My best friend, Ray?
Yeah. I slept with Ray.
Well, how can
And I know, because I was really sad. Miguel.
you were sad, so you slept with my best friend?
Because Ray and I were hanging out one night. We weren't really even hanging out. Like, we saw each other at the downtown bar that we used to go to, and he saw me, and I've been drinking, and then he had been drinking.
It was drunk sex. It was just a little drunk sex.
Miguel, this is the Breakfast Club, and it's Shoot Your Shot.
Did you hear that?
Did you hear that?
Miguel,
We're the Breakfast Club, Miguel.
This is your conscience telling you to hang up on this stock, Miguel. Hang up on this.
Now, Miguel, your ex-girlfriend Liz wants to come clean because she misses you.
I have no idea what's happening. How many people are on this phone call?
I'm DJ. That's Angela Yee. That's Charlamagne. And your ex-girl Liz.
Or would you rather you and Liz call Ray on three-way? Would you appreciate that?
Well, I mean, I don't know how many people are on already, so maybe...
When you say on already, do you mean including Ray? I don't know how many people she slept with when y'all broke up.
Stop it.
So now what are you going to do? Like, she slept with Ray. Y'all weren't together. She really wants you back. She's sorry. She wants an opportunity and a chance. You going to give Liz a chance, bro?
Don't be a sucker, Ray.
I mean, this isn't the first time that Ray's done this.
So Ray didn't even tell you that he slept with your ex, and that's your best friend.
No, of course not. He wouldn't
That's
say
crazy.
something until I asked him.
Don't be more mad at Ray than you are this young lady. Ray's
That's
just being Ray.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
When did this happen?
This happened about maybe 3 weeks after we broke up.
3 weeks after we broke up.
Only 3 weeks. That means she's been eyeing Ray the whole time.
That does not mean that. Ray took advantage of the situation.
That means she's been eyeing Ray the whole time, player.
Damn it.
At that time, we were still trying to get back together and work things out, Liz.
Ooh, Liz.
That's tough.
Because you don't understand. I'm really, really sorry that happened. And I was in a really bad time. I mean, I was just really sad. I was really depressed. All I was thinking was about you, and you weren't even, like, calling me that much. I didn't even know we were were going to get together,
Oh,
and
my
this happened out of nowhere.
This is a hell of a white people problem.
I mean, I love you so much, Liz, and like we broke up for some petty ass shit, and now you're telling me that you f***ed Ray, but you want to get back with me.
Yeah,
So what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Can it happen?
Don't ask him what he thinks at a time like this.
Clean. I'm coming clean.
She came clean.
Miguel, she didn't have to tell you.
We don't know if she's clean.
Yeah,
Ray
but
probably got all kind of
the
STDs.
first time Ray's done this, how can you say you won't do it again?
So you gonna give her a shot?
Oh my God.
I'm telling you the truth, and I'm not going to do it again. And I never cheated on you the whole time we were together.
Boo! Boo! Boo!
Well, let's let Miguel decide. Miguel, would you be willing, because you said you love her, and you guys were broken up, so technically she didn't do anything wrong because y'all were broken up.
Don't be a sucker, Miguel.
So what are you gonna do, Miguel? Give her a shot.
I mean, I'm gonna have to think about this. This is all so
God.
He's
out of
thinking
the
about it.
blue.
What do you need her to
and
do to prove
You
that
didn't
she
even
loves
ask the important questions. Is Ray's penis bigger than yours?
Oh, you care
Was
about
his
that
sex
shit.
better than yours?
We've been friends for a long time. I know it's not, so...
Oh, you seen his penis before. Okay.
Will Ray be in the wedding if y'all get married?
He'll probably be my best man. Like,
All right, I'm leaving. I've had enough. Y'all have a nice day.
Oh, my God.
Bye. See y'all later. I'm really walking out.
Well, good luck, guys. Ray, give her a shot, man. Y'all talk it out, and hopefully y'all can make it work.
This world ain't what I remember.
Can we talk about this not on the radio?
Yes, of course.
So, Liz, you call him now, and we wish you guys both best of luck.
Liz, you ain't
Let us know what happens, Liz.
And Miguel, you are a sucker.
All right. Well, thank you, guys.
We're not here to judge anybody's relationship.
Goodbye,
Maybe it'll
guys.
work out.
Jeesh. All right.
Thank
Well.
you.
Only winner in this whole situation is Ray.
All right. Well, that is Shoot Your Shot. Keep it locked. Rumors on the way. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Everybody, it's DJ NV Angela.
Why were you just doing the birds?
That's the only dance I know. You with the good ear. All right, let's get to the rumors and talk Drake. Rumor report.
Well, Charlamagne really walked out after Shoot Your Shot, huh? He was that mad. All right, well, Drake filmed the video for his song God's Plan, and he did that at high school, Miami Senior High School, Monday afternoon. Now, he is at the school donating $25,000.
That's nice.
And then he announced he was giving the whole school free uniforms that he was making. Ain't that nice? In addition, he gave one student a $50,000 scholarship. Destiny Paris put it on Instagram, and she said, "This happened today. I applied to scholarships last year for which I had to write an essay. I received those scholarships and thought that was the end of it. Apparently, my essay and my story made it to other departments. I was contacted this weekend about doing a video speaking about where I come from, things I've been through, and why it is so important for scholarship donors to continue to donate." Well, guess what the big surprise was? Drake came out and gave her $50,000 for her tuition, so congratulations.
That's what you're supposed to do. You
To
record
her,
at a
and that's
student
so
school.
nice.
You give back some money to the school and giving back. That's great for Drake.
Yeah, and that's great for her. That's awesome. All right, Kodak Black. He is hoping to get out and be released from jail as he awaits trial for his latest charges. And that's because the judge, Joel Lazarus, accidentally spoke into the microphone that was hot over a live internet broadcast.
What did he say?
Now, Kodak Black, let's not forget that he is being hit with 7 felony charges after they found guns and marijuana in his residence after they raided the house. Well, what the judge was saying, he was telling the prosecutor that he would double the bond to those that take place in my neighborhood. And he then said, closer to my house, the higher the bond. That was always the Lazarus rule. Again, his name is Judge Joel Lazarus. The mic was hot, though, so everybody heard it. Now, Kodak Black was there that day. He was denied bond minutes after those comments were made. So later on, the judge said he was joking, but the Broward County Chief Judge barred him from presiding over first appearance court in the future, and also from anything involving criminal court over the clearly inappropriate statement. So
absolutely,
Kodak Black's legal team is hoping that these comments that were very inappropriate will allow him to be released from jail as he awaits trial. Come on.
Yeah, that's crazy.
All right, now let's get on to this. Monique is still talking about Will Packer, and she had this to say about him.
And there's a reporter named John Mary who read an email that he received from a producer by the name of William Packer. However, what they did not do is send the rest of the emails. So we want to post the thread of the emails so you get a chance to see the behind the scenes of how a producer tried to intimidate, bully, and ruin someone's character. Oh, in the last video, that's the fire where our trailers blew up on the set of Almost Christmas. I'm still waiting for the email from Mr. Packer asking was anybody harmed, but we never got that.
Now, what does her trailer getting on fire have to do with anything?
I don't know. Clearly, she's okay.
Oh my goodness.
But now Gary Owen had to jump in and respond, and here's what he said.
Man, Monique don't stop. She blames everybody. It's Oprah, it's Tyler, it's Lee Daniels, it's Netflix. Now it's Will Packer. Will Packer's done more for black actors and actresses than just about anybody in the last 10 years. I mean, the dude is basically changing the game, and now you're going to say he's against you, when honestly, he put you in a movie Almost Christmas when nobody was putting you in movies, and then you throw him in under the bus. Sometimes you got to take accountability for yourself. It's you.
Gary Owen is a good friend, man. I need friends like that. That'll stand up for you no matter what. That's a good friend right there.
Well, he also probably really believes that. I mean, it's not like he's just saying it. Now, Will Packer responded, appreciate you for spitting facts, G. I have so much respect for actors because their jobs are extremely challenging. I can understand when their behavior is less than desirable sometimes, but you're only as strong as your representation. Now, Monique went ahead and released these emails, and I have to say, I don't know if this really helps her case. Because I tried to read through it. It's very long. So her husband, who also represents her, Sydney, posted, hello, Will. How am I harassing you like I asked you for your love and you keep saying no or something like that? When in truth, I've only asked you to make things right with Monique due to you not standing behind the amount of weeks you said she would be needed for the film and her time commitment pertaining to travel. It goes on and on and on, a lot of rambling on. But one thing that he kept doing in this email was trying to... And I know Will Packer said that she treated the staff poorly, but he kept on saying things about her. He would say this, you had to stand up while we sat down listening to you pontificate and profile for your companion. I'm sorry, I mean your assistant. And throughout the email, he kept saying, our conversation was about your companion. I'm sorry, I mean your assistant. So in other words, trying to make it seem like his assistant is not really a person that works for him, but more just quote his. So just trying to belittle her. And he does that all throughout this whole entire email. And I read what Will Packer said back, and it seemed very professional. Basically, Will Packer was like, listen, if you want to communicate with me any further, do so through your lawyer, because you are not going to harass, attack, and bait me over and over. It's uncalled for.
Wow.
So anything you have to say, do it through your attorney, Ricky Anderson.
Okay.
And that makes perfect sense, so I don't know that this really helped her at all.
I don't think it's going to help Monique at all, but I wish her the best.
Well, thank you, brother.
All right, sister. All right. Well,
I'm Angela Yee.
That's
That was
your
your
report.
report.
All right. The People's Choice Mix is up next. If you want to hear something in the mix, let us know right now. Revolt, we'll see you tomorrow. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Let's go.